Hello, Internet. Joe Bernstein here again. That's two today, two in a row. Hope you're enjoying it. You're not sick of me yet. And if you are, send me a message. I'll actually probably share more. So I want to talk to you about a lesson I learned just a couple of days ago. I went to this conscious capitalism event where I got to hear the co-founder of Whole Foods, John Mackey, speak about bringing love and consciousness into business. Now, of course, if you want to talk about like political systems or economic systems and patriarchy and capitalism, that's cool. I'm not here for that conversation. I'm open to it, but this is not what this video is about. What this video is about the choice to be a creator in your life, and a creator is a conscious leader. So I got to give it up to John Mackey. I don't know about him personally, but I do know that the speech he gave was beautiful. It was actually about how to insert personal development and spiritual growth and consciousness and communication about feelings and love and self-mastery into our business organizations. He actually was making a big pitch that if we do not learn to lead through love, then our businesses will eventually fail, that we're on a precipice of a new kind of economy where employees and customers and vendors and everyone in the equation has to be cared for and has to know they're cared for, or your business won't thrive anymore. So I appreciate the message. Certainly some fallacies in it here and there, but I dig the message. And there was an opportunity to ask questions, and there's this cool new system where you go on a website, you ask questions, and people upvote the questions. And I asked a question that had the second most votes, and so it was one of two or three that got asked and answered live at the event. It was pretty cool. I felt good about myself. So I asked him, I said, John, when you're leading people, when you have leaders, managers, even investors that you're working with, how do you help them? How do you lower the resistance for them to talking about feelings and emotions and consciousness and mindfulness and spirituality and love as a force for business, when for so many years and so many centuries, we've been taught the opposite? We've been taught that we have to be cutthroat. It's winner take all. And that we have to, smash the competition. And then we have to keep our employees in check. How do you help them drop their guard, drop their armor? I'm silly. And embrace these conversations about love and connection and community and communicate through emotions and feelings? And he said, that's a great question. There's only one way to do it. And I love this answer. He said, you just got to model it for them. You got to be the one that's willing to go first. So leaders go first. He said, you have to be the one to talk about love. You have to be the one to talk about your emotions. You have to be the one to talk about spiritual growth as leadership. And he doesn't mean religious, but he means connection to purpose and meaning. You have to be the one to talk about and model emotional intelligence. You have to be open and vulnerable and drop your own guard. And when you do that, people will see it's safe and they'll follow. Now, it reminds me a lot of the advice that I've constantly given to my clients. It's really normal for my clients to say, I'd really like my wife or my son to start exercising more and eat better. I'm worried about their health, or I'm worried about how other people perceive them, or just be really nice for them to join me, etc. And so I tell them, great. Let's focus on you stepping up your engagement in your health. Let's focus on you modeling it. Let's focus on you committing, and be willing to share with them the joy and the better health that you're experiencing from it. And then you invite them. You don't expect them, you don't lecture them, you invite them. This worked really well for a client of mine who wanted his son to start going on walks with him. He wanted his son to get healthier, wanted his son to lose weight, and he would just always try and convince him to exercise. It didn't work. And eventually he would just ask him, I'm going on a walk, do you want to join me? And after 5 or 6 times, his son started joining him. They had great father-son moments. His son started exercising more. His son eventually did trim down, but that wasn't the goal here, really. It was just to get him moving. And this is often the case. A client of mine will come to me and say, well, my partner, my wife, or my business partner, they're not really open to having this kind of vulnerable conversation about emotions that you and I talk about needing to have. They're just not there. They don't use the language. So I don't know how it's possible for me to have these conversations with them, for me to open them up, for me to find a place of understanding with them. I said, you just need to keep showing up and using that language and being vulnerable and talking about your experiences, talking about your emotions. If you want them to be less defensive, you want them to be more open-hearted and open-minded, then it's your job to be less defensive and be more open-hearted and open-minded. If you want them to seek more understanding, then it's your job to ask more questions of clarification, more questions that help you understand them. It's your job to rephrase and restate what they've told you so you can confirm that you understand them. And then it's your job to invite them, to let them know the benefits you're reaping. Hey, I've really enjoyed learning more about you because I've been trying really hard to work on my curiosity and asking clarifying questions. Do you want to teach you how I learned this? Or why don't you try it? You model and you invite. That's how you lead other people towards the lifestyle, the communication, the activity, the behavior that you want. You don't expect them to change, get resentful, get frustrated, lecture them. You don't give them ultimatums. Someone who has a great love life, a great family, great personal health, a beautiful business, someone who has personal freedom, who has connection and community, who has what they want in their experiences of life, they're a creator, and a creator is a leader, and a leader goes first and is patient and waits for other people to join and asks them without deep attachment to join, to show up with them. So that's what I got for you today. I hope it's helpful. Just for today, I want you to think about something that you want someone in your life to do differently. And I want you to ask yourself, are you modeling that for them? Are you modeling it and inviting them without attachment? Start doing that. Let me know how that works. I love you. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.